Okay, folks, I think we're going to get started. Got 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this August 4, 2026 meeting of the Henderson City County Planning Commission to order. Can't hear me?
No.
Should be on, maybe I'm just not talking right. Okay, so it is August 4th, and this is a meeting of the Henderson City County Planning Commission, and we are now called to order. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. We do appreciate everybody's help. We got a lot to do tonight, so let's get it going. Can you call the roll call, please, Madam Secretary?
Thank you. David Dixon.
Here.
Kevin Richard.
Here.
Bobby Jarrett. Here. Mac Arnold.
Here.
Dickie Johnson.
Here.
Gary Gibson.
Here.
Kevin Herron.
Here.
Gray Hodge. Stacy Denton.
Here.
Frank Boyette.
Here.
Heather Crooks.
Here.
Kurt Hamilton.
Here.
Very good. Do we have a quorum?
We do. Thank you.
Thank you. I need a motion to enter public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a discussion. Any discussion? All in favor of entering public hearing, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? We're now in public hearing. First item of business is to approve the minutes from the July 7 meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you very much. Next item is rezoning 1185. Mr. Bishop, you're going to introduce that one?
Yes, sir. Rezoning 1185 is submitted by Chapel Hill Church of Henderson, Kentucky Incorporated for the property located in the city of Henderson at 985 Bengate Road, being parcel ID number 65I-47, containing approximately 0.64 acres. The applicants have requested a zoning change map amendment to rezone from general business to medium density district R2. Chapel Hill Church would like to subdivide the existing parcel so that the existing residence on the parcel can be sold. The one-family residence is not permitted in the current general business zoning. Staff has prepared findings for the Planning Commission, and we recommend approval, being subject to the subdivision, which will actually divide the property, and a side yard variance will bring it into compliance with the R2 side yard setbacks. With that, I believe Mr. Dane Shields and Mr. Raleigh are here from the church to address any questions you may have as well.
Commission have any questions for staff? Okay. Do we have anybody here this evening who'd like to speak in favor of this rezoning?
I don't want to delay anything, but if there's any questions, Dane Shields, 101 First Street.
You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth,
I
and nothing
do.
but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any questions from Mr. Shields' commission? Okay, we may need you, sir, to come back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have anybody else here this evening who'd like to speak in favor of this rezoning?
Steve Raleigh, member of Chapel Hill Church.
Thank you, sir.
Steve Raleigh, senior elder, Chapel Hill Church.
Okay, and your address?
2245 Book Drive, Henderson.
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I'm sorry?
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
What would you like to share?
That the property in question is actually surplus property for the church. We know it was originally built as a parsonage for the pastor to live there, and the pastor no longer lives there, so we have rented the house out for a number of years, approximately 5 years, I think. And we've considered it surplus property and would like to sell it to Mr. and Mrs. George Jutna, who are here, and there are the tenants in the house and have lived there for a number of years.
Okay, good. Any questions for this gentleman from the commission?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Do we have anybody here this evening that might have a question about this rezoning or some potential objection? Very good. I have one quick curiosity about the map there. It seems to me this current lot has 2 different zones on it.
It does. Well, currently it's one, and that's what the request is. Because the parcel layer in GIS is not accurate. The survey, when it's done, will look like the dashed line. That is the area that will be R2. That's the area that will be subdivided once the rezoning is complete.
Okay, so you're saying that map is not accurate?
The yellow is accurate. The existing parcel lines are not accurate there.
Okay.
David, the plat, sorry,
Yeah, so,
Yeah, but
the-
I'm talking about the map that shows the two zones.
correct. Right
The
now,
lot is divided into, right now, two different zones, and I didn't think that was possible.
it is one zone now, it's one
Yeah.
parcel, one zone now. They are wanting to rezone so they can subdivide to R2.
Oh, very good, okay. Any other questions?
Well, all the surrounding property other than what Chapel Hill Church sits on is R2?
Correct.
Okay.
Very good. Do we have a proposed a motion here?
I do, I can read it into the record if you'd like.
Please do so.
Rezoning 1185 submitted by Chapel Hill Church of Henderson, Kentucky Incorporated for the property located in the city of Henderson at 985 Bengate Road, parcel ID number 65I-47, containing approximately 0.64 acres. The applicants have requested a zoning change map amendment to rezone from general business to medium density district. I move that the Planning Commission recommend that the City of Henderson Board of Commissioners, the city, approve rezoning application 1185, changing the zone classification from general business to medium-density residential, subject to a minor subdivision and a side yard setback variance. I'll leave the motion open for other members of the Planning Commission to add findings of fact of support of this motion because the proposed rezoning is not in agreement with the future land use map of the comprehensive plan. However, the existing general business zoning classification is inappropriate, and the proposed R2 zoning classification is appropriate because the original zone covered both the church and the residence. The church has decided to subdivide the residence from the church property. The parcel does have adequate infrastructure for the development. The rezoning will not negatively affect other parcels in the area as the majority of the parcels are zoned R2.
Very good, thank you. Any other questions or comments regarding this proposal? I'll entertain a motion from the commission in regard to rezoning 1185.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to adopt this proposed motion as my final motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Kurt Hamilton.
Yes.
Heather Crooks. Frank Boyette. Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Dickie Johnston.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Very good, motion passes. Thank you all. Next item is, that is the only two public hearing items we have, so I'll entertain a motion to leave public hearing.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of leaving public hearing, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Good, we are out of public hearing. The first non-public hearing item is the July finance report. Ms. Thompson, going to help us with that, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. In front of you should be the July financials. We are currently 1 month into our fiscal budget here, and we are at 13%, our expenses are at 13% of the total budget, which is on track from last year.
Okay. Any questions from the commission regarding the finance report? I think we'll go back and discuss the financial matters later on in the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion in regard to the finance report as presented.
So move. Second.
That's a motion to approve. We have and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Finance report's approved. Thank you. Now we have the bond report. Ms. Allen?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have 3 items on the bond report in front of you. The first one is Braxton Park. We currently hold a bond for 1 lot for sidewalks. In discussions with the city, we have decided to release that bond. The developer no longer owns that lot. So at the time that they do decide to, the current owner decides to build on that, we would tie that sidewalk installation with the certificate of occupancy, making sure they do put those in. But at this point, we have a recommendation to release that bond. For the second item, it's Home Place of Henderson. We still have a bond in the amount of $8,500, and that is for the removal of an existing entrance on Green River Road. That has not been complete yet, so the recommendation is to extend that bond for 1 year. The third item, this is a review of a couple months ago. Bentley Point Section 1, the roadways have been complete in that, so we did moved to lower the bond to $166,000 and some change a couple meetings ago. So now we are able to make the recommendation to release the roadway bond. Those are complete and they have been inspected by the city. Of course, we will send that over to be accepted for maintenance by the city before we release it. But the bond amount can now be lowered to $117,413.45, and that's for the remaining sidewalk installation.
Very good, thank you. Any questions for staff concerning the bond committee report? No questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve as presented.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the bond report as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of approval, say yes.
Yes.
Bond report's approved, thank you. I think we have the next item is the James and Mary Clary subdivision, Lot 6 preliminary plat. Ms. Allen, that one's to you?
Yes, thank you. James and Mary Clary subdivision lot 6 preliminary plat submitted by James and Mary Clary for the property located in Henderson County at Anthoston Frog Island Road, being parcel ID number 59-41, containing approximately 1 acre. The applicants are requesting preliminary plat approval. So if you'll look on page 14 in your packets, or you can look on the screen here, the Clarys do own all of this here. They are requesting to divide a 1 acre lot out. As you will notice, it is named Lot 6. And so this is one of those major subdivisions that it's a major because they're doing the 6th lot. A part of this development will require a fire hydrant to be put in. The Clarys are aware of that. So the plat would be subject to the submittal of the $10,000 fire hydrant bond. They have submitted a request, a sidewalk waiver request because of the location of this. If you guys have any questions, the applicant as well as their agent are here and can answer more for you.
Questions?
So there's the plat, so you can see.
Where did this sidewalk?
It's a requirement for major subdivisions that they install sidewalks, and so typically out in the county, we will see that waiver. They request to not install them because there's.
Long way to the nearest sidewalk, I imagine.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission? If not, I'll entertain a motion in regard to the James and Mary Clary subdivision lot 6 preliminary plat.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the James and Mary Clary subdivision lot and preliminary plat submitted by James and Mary Clary for the property located in Henderson County at Anthoston Frog Island Road, and it's PID number 59-441.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Dickie Johnson.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Kevin Heron.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Heather Crooks.
Yes.
Kurt Hamilton.
Yes.
Very good. Motion passes. Next item is the Barrett Boulevard subdivision preliminary plat. I think Mr. Bishop, you're going to help us with that?
Yes, sir. Barrett Boulevard subdivision preliminary plat submitted by the city of Henderson for the property located in the city of Henderson at Barrett Boulevard, 400 feet west of South Bentley Drive, being parcel ID number 65-13.12, containing approximately 40.736 acres. The applicant is requesting preliminary plat approval. The city of Henderson is seeking approval to subdivide the existing parcel, which is 40.73 acres. The subdivision is meant for commercial development, and currently the staff is unaware of any pending projects. Any commercial site plan that would go on the newly created lots would be subject to an engineered site plan that would come back to the full plan commission. The city of Henderson will be submitting a rezoning application from its current zoning of PUD to highway commercial in the near future. We probably will see that at next month's meeting. Staff recommends approval of the final plat as submitted. And I will do my best to answer any questions you may have.
Can we go back to the previous slide? Can you help us orient ourselves on what's
So-
what here?
The purple to the north of the map is the new Hempel building. To the west of that building is Owensboro Health. And then to the right, to the east, is the newly constructed Bentley Point subdivision. And then to the south, you have the newly constructed I-69. This property will set itself up very well for a highway commercial rezoning due to the I-69 construction and the other highway commercial parcels in the proximity.
Thank you. Commission have any questions regarding this? If not, I'll entertain a motion regarding the Barrett Boulevard.
Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry.
I have a question. I'm very new to this.
Okay. Okay, you gotta come up to the, yep.
I'm very new to this first meeting, so I just have some questions.
Can you go to the
Can you speak to the
microphone?
mic? Sorry.
Okay, your name?
Hi, I'm very new to this.
Your name, please?
Hannah
And your last name? ma'am?
Simpson,
Okay, your address?
286 South Bentley Drive.
Okay, and do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Very good.
Okay. So I had a question about what the plans were as far as what can be expected with rezoning, I guess is what's going on potentially. And I'm sorry if I don't sound as well versed in this area. To put it, I live in this house right here. We just built it and moved in December. So if things do change behind us, because I was told that a farmer owned that field and that there would potentially never be anything built behind us. And so I was wondering if these changes go into place, what I can expect to look at from my backyard. I do know that I see the highway and the Welcome to Henderson sign, but is there potential for like a store to be in my backyard? And if so, what would that kind of look like for me and all of my neighbors that are now concerned about the beautiful field that was there now, what that could potentially look like in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years?
Okay. Do we have anybody here this evening that could address that? This is, the applicant is the city of Henderson, is that correct?
Correct. I can give a pretty high overview of it, but I think Mr. Newman could probably elaborate better than I can. The intent is for it to be commercial in nature, so you would see things like possibly a hotel, restaurant, things of that nature.
Okay. And when would that take place?
To my knowledge, the rezoning will be submitted next week, which anybody who touches or across the road will be notified via letter. As far as construction of any future projects, I can't say.
And would it affect our property line? Because there is a, I'm so sorry to take up everyone's time.
No, this is fine.
This is what our property looks like, except it's that pie shape in the middle. And there is a federally reserved area too that even Jago said that legally they can't disturb the dirt to put down the sod to come with, that was supposed to come with the yard and things. So I didn't know how close to our property line these commercial buildings would be, especially in respect to that federal area, because there should be a strip of it that goes behind the houses.
The property line and the easement that you're referring to will not change unless you agree to, exchange property with the city. That being said, we don't know what's planned yet as far as what building could go where. But Mr. Davis with City Codes could tell you what the existing setbacks would be. If I remember correctly, Steve, is it 20 feet? For rear yard, for highway commercial? Give us 1 second and we'll get you an answer. But at this point, we don't have any idea of what buildings or shops or anything like that are coming.
Okay. And there was also, again, us in a community as far as the Jago homes are very worried. We just invested all this money on these new houses. We absolutely enjoy the walking trail that's been placed. I think that's a beautiful asset to the city. But there was also a rumor that walking trail would be extended behind our properties and go towards to connect the Aqua City Park, or the neighborhood where Aqua City's at, and maybe even extend further. So again, as far as how close that walking trail is going to be to my children playing in the yard and our dogs and all of that stuff, I just kind of have like a, how close is the public going to be to our homes?
The man standing right there can answer them better than any of us.
Thank you, thank
Okay.
you.
So if you don't care,
Excuse me,
we have
excuse me, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to get everybody on the record here.
William Newman Jr., live at 2127 Locust, and I do swear to tell the truth.
Okay, thank you.
Real quick, if you can point out, where is your house?
This little beauty right there.
Okay, so as you understand the property in question, there's this area, which is part of the overall presentation today. If I'm not mistaken, at the rezoning, they'll have a chance to come before the Planning Commission Board to ask more questions. Right now, we have no plans for any of this. We are basically doing a preliminary plat, taking care of easements that need to be extinguished, and making provisions that otherwise were created when Walmart was built.
Okay.
So you will have a chance at the rezoning. I will tell you at that point in time, we don't have any plans on the table right now as to what will go there, but I will say anything that goes there under our current, oh, it left, where'd it go?
Right here.
There you are. If there's any development between where you live and this property, screening is gonna be required. As much as this tree line that exists now will not be touched.
Okay.
Okay, and there is a natural ditch that runs through here, and the walking trail is on the south side of the tree line. So all that is protected, and the walking trail was built with federal money, so I don't know if that's what Jago was referring to when they talk about federal. I don't know what you're referring to.
This right here, there's a federal protected, and there's big white pickets that are in some of our yards to let us know, don't disturb the dirt because it's a federally protected land. They reiterated that to me multiple times, that God forbid I plant a tree or something, I could be in big trouble. So
Okay.
I stayed cleared from it, but it does take up a chunk of our yard going that way.
Well, I'm not aware of that, but that's
Okay.
what y'all and Jago. However, what I would encourage you to do is come back when we do the rezoning to learn more if there's any proposed development for it. But as Mr. Bishop said, we are going to request a highway commercial rezone.
Okay. And as far as looking into my backyard, you said it would be something, I'm sorry, I forget how you worded it.
Screening.
A screening? Is that like cinder block wall? Is that a
No.
line of trees? Or what does that look like from when I'm sitting on my back patio enjoying the coffee? What am I looking at?
It would be a opaque barrier. It could be evergreens. It
Okay.
could be hardwood tree lines. And I think, as you would call it, opaque, which, right?
Yes.
I don't believe there would be a block wall or anything of that nature, but, you know, we do have in our subdivision regulations screening requirements to protect your rights.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys answering my questions again. Very new to this, so I appreciate you letting me interrupt.
No, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Mr. Bishop, could you repeat the necessary steps in the future that would move any kind of development here forward?
Yes, so from the preliminary plat standpoint, if the Planning Commission chooses to approve it, the city will submit a final plat to the Planning Commission staff, which we can approve in-house. From there, I anticipate the city of Henderson and their consultant to submit a rezoning application at next month's meeting from PUD to highway commercial. At that point, we'll know a little more about the property as far as where screening and things like that will go. But any future development, like so for example, on the area that the young lady discussed, an engineered site plan will come back to the Planning Commission so that we can see where parking, lighting, things of that nature will go. And one thing the Planning Commission has been very good about is making all commercial site plans, especially adjacent to residential property, night sky friendly, so that the light will not bleed into the backyards or the houses of the adjacent residents.
Okay.
Mr. Bishop?
Sir.
I'm trying my best to see this. What's the long line here down the middle of this parcel? I think it says public area. It's for the hash mark that goes behind the residences there and sort of divides the triangle area from the larger area. What?
That's the walking path and utility easements.
Mr. Morley's probably the best person to answer that.
Okay. Your name, sir?
Jim Morley Jr., project engineer.
Your address?
4800 Rosebud Lane, Newburgh, Indiana,
Very good.
47630, and I promise to tell the truth.
Very good. How can you help us?
So the The part that you're talking about, that is where the walking trail is currently, and there's some power lines that run up there and a sewer line that goes up through there. Currently, the walking trail, currently this is all Henderson property until the walking trail can be on Henderson property. Once, if this property sells, Henderson wants to retain control of that walking trail and their easements and their power lines and all that stuff. And so that piece that you see going up through the middle is that is that ground that has the trail on it. And then you can see it actually goes up north of Barrett and then hangs a left and goes out around. And so that is all to be owned, to be retained by the city.
Thank you. And if it's zoned highway commercial, what is the access point? If there's a McDonald's there and a shopping mall, what's the access point from the interstate, from I-69?
Where are you pointing at? I didn't.
Where's the access, how do we get to the property once it's rezoned?
So currently, the access to this property all comes off of Barrett Boulevard.
Okay.
There is, but you want to talk about it in the future?
There's no like exit that's.
No, there is.
To go right to that property.
There's no exit off of I-69. I-69 and limited access right of way, and there will be no access directly off of I-69.
Okay.
At this time.
Okay. Do you know if there's something planned for the future? I mean, because that's certainly going to affect Ms. Simpson and the residents that are over in that area, right?
I will say that we are currently underway with a proposed roadway design, what we call a loop road. It will run parallel to Interstate I-69, and it will tie back in at Watson Lane. So we'll have interconnectivity with Barrett Boulevard, potentially Bentley Point. Will help reduce the traffic at Barrett and US 60. That is the proposed plan right now. That project is being funded by the state of Kentucky, and that design process will probably start sometime late fall. It's back to your question regarding the access to what is now, and it's not I-69, that is still considered to be US 41. There are no plans currently to have that done, and the reason being is that the bridge crossing for the Ohio River, nothing can be done until that bridge is done. But hopefully in the future, there are plans for connectivity to 41, not to I-69.
For that lot?
So,
Go ahead.
can I go to approach the screen and point? Would that be all right?
Yes, please.
So after the bridge goes in, there's interest in having an exit off of Highway 41 to come up to here and have a roundabout in this area. And then do you want to zoom out all the way to 60?
Thank you. That gives us a better visual of where everything is out there.
And then the loop that Buzzy talked about would basically go from this roundabout.
Sorry, I'm trying to get over there, but this one's.
Would basically come from this roundabout, come down, and then run along I-69, and then eventually come up, back up here and come in at Watson Lane. And then that future road then is primarily where, like, this triangular area would be accessed from that future road, however many, whenever it gets built. And so that is, and then that then creates, it decreases your traffic challenges you have up here, and it increases traffic access to all of this property along I-69, which typically tends to be pretty valuable property for development, where you have good access, good visibility, and so that is the intent. And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. The intent is when you put in something like that, then that helps spur economic growth in this area, and that would be desirable. Increase tax dollars, increase amenities for the community. Did that help answer the question?
It definitely, thank you.
Okay.
So just, again, I'm so sorry. If this was healthcare, I'd be able to follow much easier. So essentially, this new highway that's gonna connect to the bridge, the new bridge, which, amazing, I work in Evansville, so that's great. We're gonna try to make it a new version of what the strip already is, as far as restaurants, hotels, we're gonna redo the strip and put it behind on the new road? Like as far as visually, or, again, I'm so sorry, I don't know the right, commercial and real, you know,
At this point,
Hospitality
and I don't
or
want to speak
whatever.
for the city on this, at this point, I don't know if there is an exact plan. From our conversations, I don't think it would look anything like the strip. It would be more neighborhood road, similar, you would have mixed-use development. You would have small commercial, residential, multifamily. It's going to be mixed-use development. It's not going to be heavily highway commercial like Highway 41 north. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm not saying it very well.
yeah, I guess, like, the goals of what the strip is or was to, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, have gas stations and restaurants and hotels and, it's got that shopping center where the dialysis place is and,
Let's see if, this may be a better way, this
Sorry.
may be a better way to explain. So when you think of 41 north, you think of, 40,000 cars a day. It's interstate traffic, it's highway with trucks. This would be a local road, similar to, say, something like Barrett Boulevard. It would be a local road for local citizens, not commercial vehicles and mass amounts of vehicular traffic, is probably the best way to say it. Does that make sense? Sorry.
I guess I just assumed that the new bridge, since correct me if I'm wrong, the original bridge that's on 41 right now, it's gonna go down to just one bridge, right? One northbound, one southbound bridge, the other one will be closed down.
That is the last plan that we have heard.
So, again, everybody that's going to Evansville, they're gonna keep going to Evansville that way, even though it's gonna be significantly more traffic and, the roads are inclement.
You're talking about 41 north?
Right, so I'm assuming everybody's gonna go back to the new bridge. More people will go to the new bridge than the old one.
We can't really say that because, you have an existing highway and then you have a new toll road. I don't think anybody here can intelligently tell you what the traffic pattern's gonna do exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just wanted to make sure that I'm gathering, and I missed it because I was having a side conversation. You said there's gonna be something to where if they do build a big Target or something like that, that the lights and security cameras that go in
Yes.
that building will not be,
Correct.
my
So,
property won't be visible?
What we do is have a commercial development like that come to the planning commission where we look at details like parking, lighting, drainage, things of that nature, and they will submit a photometric plan, which essentially shows that, okay, this is what the light will be at this spot, this is what the light will be at this point, and they will be required for that not to be over zero at their property line.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And again, we expect a rezoning proposal to come back to us as soon as maybe next month.
Correct.
And it looks like you will receive a letter with that, because anybody that's adjoining or adjacent to the property being rezoned will receive a letter. So you'll know for sure then, if it's not next month or whenever it is.
And is there any way that this,
You have to go up there. Sorry, you have to be on a mic. No, you're fine.
and is there any way that this wouldn't happen to where we could keep it an open farmland and things like that?
You would need to take that up with the city of Henderson.
I thought that's where I was headed. Where's the
So
city of
this
Henderson?
is the planning commission, we're half city and half county. So the board of commissioners is probably where you would want to direct that to. They're the ones who set policy for the city of Henderson. They're the elected officials.
Okay, thank you for the education. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir,
Just have a question.
of course, your name
Steve Rain,
and your address.
13430 Middle Delaware Road.
And do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, this is a genuine question. So I was listening to what you were describing, and it sounded like, if I'm reading you right, we started off talking about this initial property, and then we started talking about what's going to happen down the I-69 corridor. Am I following so far?
Parallel.
Parallel to it, right.
Right.
So you were describing a mixed zoning area with commercial and residential.
Correct.
And I was trying to think of a comparison nearby, and I couldn't think of one. Can you think of a comparison neighborhood that we may be familiar with that may look like?
Yes, sir.
Jim Worley Jr. But if you want to come back, if you cross, I mean, as you cross, what will future be the bridge? Like all along I-69, as you go up past Evansville, you pass a Costco and an apartment complex, and there's residential housing along I-69, and so that's a pretty decent view of what you may have here, where you're going to have probably some big boxes, and you're probably going to have some small boxes, and you're going to have some single-family houses and some open ground, and you're going to, I mean, it's that typically is how kind of interstate frontage develops. I will say, I would not expect this to look like the strip now. The development standards that are in place today really prevent something like the strip from being developed again. And so the development standards today prevent from having the second version of that, which I think everyone would agree is a good thing. And so, but yeah, that would be the best comparison maybe would be as you drive up past the outskirts of Evansville on I-69, what you see along there, where you see single-family, multifamily, hotels, restaurants,
And I think
commercial.
one clear indication is the new road that's going to be built, the city will build, they will design or have it designed. It's going to be a local road. We're not talking interstate or highway.
Right.
It's local road.
It's going to be contained within this grid here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, can I comment real quick? To me, this non-public specific scoped item has devolved into a public hearing over highly speculative information.
I would agree, but please, ma'am, you have another question?
there was this photo that was being passed around between neighbors and things like that, and it says right now what's behind our house, or the area, the other triangle to the right of our triangle that's behind us is high-density residential. What does that mean?
I think that was Mr. Bishop.
High-density residential is most likely, I think that's R3, if I'm correct. Can you, so, good. Are you talking about the hand where Jennifer is?
Can I show you without?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what I think most of our concerns are, is that this,
Can I see that?
yeah, that this red line is gonna be the road.
So this looks to be some sort of rendering that may have been done just as a concept. So the current property is on agricultural now.
Okay.
So that is just probably a concept development possibility.
And I think that's an important thing too. So any of these lots along what will be a loop road will, unless they're gonna maintain them as ag, will need to be rezoned as well. So that's another, that's what Commissioner Richard was, that's a public hearing item there that you would come to and ask those questions at.
Perfect.
So, and you would receive a letter, or your neighbors, just depending if you're an adjoining or an adjacent property owner, but those are also advertised. And so you can have, some kind of notification when we do the rezonings. That is when we have those public hearing things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Needless to say, this area, this topic, we will revisit, I think, several times in the future, with ample opportunity for questions and answers. Anybody, does the commission have any other questions or comments? Are we prepared to make a motion in regard to the Barrett Boulevard subdivision preliminary plat?
Mr. Chairman, I offer a motion to approve the preliminary plat submitted for the Barrett Boulevard subdivision by the City of Henderson, property located City of Henderson, Barrett Boulevard, 400 feet west of South Bentley Drive, PID 65-13.12, containing approximately 40.736 acres.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Kurt Hamilton.
Yes.
Heather Crooks. Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Dickie Johnson.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Very good. The motion passes. I'd like to make a request. Can staff make sure that this lady's apprised of the next meeting that takes up this topic, whether she's on the official list or not?
We can.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I
Yes.
make a plug real quick?
Sure.
This would probably be a good time to remind everyone that you can go to the Plan Commission's website and then get email notifications when our agendas are released. If you want to give me your email, I can give you that information. So that way you can sign up. Anytime we publish our agenda, whether it's a public hearing or non-public hearing item, you'll get notified.
Thank you. The next item we have on the agenda here is the Anthony Brooks Park Improvements Site Plan. Ms. Allen?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anthony Brooks Park Improvements Site Plan submitted by the City of Henderson for the property located in the City of Henderson at 817 Madison Street, being parcel ID number 2-13-1-18. The applicants are requesting site plan approval. So if you'll turn to page 24, that's where their application starts. This might look familiar to some of you who maybe saw the video circulating about the parks master plan. This is one of those parks discussed in that. They have, you can see here, it encompasses this little section right here. That's a layout. I know it's really hard to read that, but I did want you to kind of see that. Some of the new items that they do include, or do plan to include in the park, new playground equipment, a new splash pad, new restrooms, new picnic and different sitting areas with benches, a zip line, and new shelters. This is an existing park, because I'm sure you all are aware, that they did receive grant money to make these upgrades. With these upgrades, though, do come some utility improvements that need to be done with regards to discussing with water, chemical and things like that. So that is why we wanted you all to look at this, and also so that you have good information on kind of what's coming with this plan. If you have any questions, I can answer them. Of course, you know, the city staff are here. If you have detailed questions that I can't answer for you. I can also pull up the engineered plans for this if that would make it easier to see.
Okay, does the commission have any questions for staff regarding these planned improvements to Anthony Brooks Park?
A zip line?
That is listed on here as one of the new things, I believe, which I've got, but I think it's up here.
Frank, are you willing to give it a test run?
Well, it's just not what I think of when I think of a community park.
I think, Frank, you volunteered to be the first one to try it?
Sure, what the heck.
Okay, we've got that on the record.
Yes.
Good waiver. That's the key.
Your name, ma'am,
Jenna Basham,
and your address,
222 First Street.
and do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good.
So the zip line that is shown on here, it is for children. It is playground equipment. I believe Evansville has one. I believe there's one in Owensboro. Different companies do them differently. It has a little stand. The child gets on it. There's two different types of seats. One of them is an ADA compliant seat. The other one is a straddle seat, and the child takes off, not very far off the ground, goes about 50 feet, and kind of comes back and settles in the middle. It's not anything crazy, no harnesses, anything like that, but it is just becoming a popular playground equipment.
Jen, is it safe to say it's just like 2 to 3 feet off the ground?
Yes, I mean, not even probably that far.
Sounds like great fun, but Frank, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. Any other questions for this lady while she's here?
How soon will construction start?
That really just depends on when we get permission to spend our grant funds. We're hoping by the fall, but our hands are tied on that. We're just at the mercy of when they allow us to spend those funds.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Other questions? Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions or comments from the commission? If not, I'll entertain a motion in regard to the Anthony Brooks Park Improvements Site Plan as presented.
I want to see this zip line put in, so I'll make a motion to approve the site plan for the Anthony Brooks Park improvements.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Kevin Richards.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Dickie Johnson.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Heather Crooks. Kurt Hamilton.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you very much. Moving to administrative business, Mr. Bishop, you have a budget update.
I do. The Planning Commission may remember that we discussed that we were going to run a deficit this year due to the ongoing litigation related to solar farms. The fiscal court has graciously allowed us to use a portion of the $80,000 that was allocated for the WEX expert testimony to be used to offset that. So depending on how the final number shakes out via our audit, we expect that we will be able to use a portion of the $80,000 that was previously allocated, which would be roughly $10,879.92 to offset the deficit. So that way we will not have to transfer money from our reserve account, and the Planning Commission has a balanced budget for the most recent fiscal year. So a big thank you to the fiscal court for doing that.
Looking into the future, we're uncertain of what our expenses are going to be, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That, Mr. Chairman, it'd be something we may make that ask again.
Okay. Any questions concerning our budget? Okay. The next item, Mr. Bishop, is a presentation concerning a proposed wind turbine ordinance.
Yes, sir. So in front of you, you will have 3 documents. One is the summary, bullet point summary of the ordinance. The second is the staff report, the draft staff report that goes along with the draft ordinance. The staff report is roughly 14 pages. The proposed ordinance is a little over 60 pages, I believe. The ordinance is essentially what we've already made recommendations on. So things like the 200-foot height limit, a conditional use in the heavy industrial zone, 1 mile setback from occupied structures, maximum of 35 decibels at non-participating occupied structures, and then no more than 10 hours per year of non-participating occupied shadow flicker for unoccupied and non-participating structures. So with that being said, if this Planning Commission is agreeable, we will make these documents available on the Dropbox. And if someone would like a copy, they can email me or Jennifer. We can make a printed copy for them as well.
Okay, can we let people know how to access this Dropbox?
It is. So we have a QR code that we have on our Facebook page, which we can go back and share. If someone would like it, they can email me or Jennifer, and we can send them a direct link to the Dropbox.
Okay. Can you provide your email addresses, please, for everybody?
Yes. Email address is bbishop@hendersonplanning.org, and then Jennifer is jallen@hendersonplanning.org. I almost said Marks.
Okay. So anybody that wants copies of these documents, digital versions, that's the way to do it. They can always pick up the phone and call you, right?
Correct. And we will make those available starting tomorrow morning.
Okay. Before we go too much further, we will conduct a public hearing regarding these proposals and any others. We have a previously scheduled public hearing scheduled for Wednesday, September 16, 6 o'clock in the courthouse on this topic. I would propose that we use that date to take up this proposal and any other ideas that anybody might want to bring forth. We'll do it like, just to be the 4th?
Yes.
So everybody kind of knows what it's like. We'll have it in the fiscal courtroom, in the courthouse next door. That would be, if the commission would approve, and I'll ask for a motion to conduct that public hearing on September 16th, 6 o'clock in the courthouse.
I give you a form of motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion about setting the date of this public hearing to discuss these documents? Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Kurt Hamilton.
Yes.
Heather Crooks. Frank Boyette.
Yes.
Stacy Denton.
Yes.
Kevin Herron.
Yes.
Gary Gibson.
Yes.
Dickie Johnson.
Yes.
Mac Arnold.
Yes.
Bobby Jarrett.
Yes.
Kevin Richard.
Yes.
Very good. We will conduct that hearing. Mr. Bishop, anything else on this topic?
No, sir. I think it would be good to remind everyone that is the special call meeting and not the regular September Planning Commission meeting.
Right.
I would like to request of the public that if they have any proposed ordinances or documents relating to this matter, please give them to us as soon as possible so we'll have time to digest them.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, ma'am, we'd like to.
Is that something I should do now?
I think that'd be appropriate.
Good evening. My name is Melody Thompson. I live at 4409 State Route 416 West in Roberts.
You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Every single time.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an ordinance I'd like to submit.
Give it, Heather, please.
Thank you.
It's a little longer than 60 pages. Over the past several months, this planning commission has dedicated countless hours doing a thorough review of commercial wind energy development through public hearings, research, public input, expert testimony, and examination of ordinances from across the country. Many citizens have also contributed by compiling research and model ordinances that helped inform the development of this comprehensive ordinance, which provides clear, locally developed standards for evaluating any future commercial wind energy proposal in Henderson, Kentucky. The purpose of this ordinance is straightforward: to protect the public health, safety, and welfare while respecting private property rights of all citizens, preserving our agricultural heritage, protecting wildlife and natural resources, safeguarding public infrastructure, and protecting future generations. The ordinance establishes a maximum turbine height of 200 feet and comprehensive setbacks for homes, property lines, schools, parks, conservation areas, wildlife refuges, active eagle nests, battery energy storage systems. These standards are intended to reduce conflicts between industrial wind energy facilities and the people, farms, and natural resources that define Henderson County. It also strengthens property rights by ensuring that participation agreements between developers and individual landowners do not diminish the protections afforded to neighboring non-participating property owners. The ordinance also includes provisions addressing property value protection and other safeguards for surrounding landowners. Recognizing that operational impacts extend beyond construction, the ordinance establishes standards for noise, low-frequency sound, amplitude modulation, shadow flicker, and vibration. It requires ongoing monitoring, independent compliance oversight, complaint investigations, and corrective action whenever necessary. Because agriculture remains one of Henderson County's greatest assets, the ordinance requires protection of topsoil, prevention of soil compaction, restoration of drainage systems, compensation for crop losses, and restoration of agricultural productivity following construction. The ordinance also provides significant protections for wildlife and environmentally sensitive resources through required pre-construction studies, protections for bald eagles, bats, post-construction monitoring, habitat restoration, and adaptive management when impacts are identified. To protect taxpayers, the ordinance requires financial assurances before construction begins to ensure that roads, bridges, and drainage systems restoration and eventual decommissioning remain the responsibility of the project owner and not Henderson County taxpayers. It also establishes a long-term enforcement through inspections, independent compliance oversight, corrective action authority, and obligations that remain binding throughout the life of the project for future owners. The applicant associated with the most recent proposed commercial wind energy project has terminated its leases. However, the need for sound land use planning has not ended. Good ordinances are not written for one applicant or one project. They are adopted to provide clear standards before the next proposal is ever submitted. Whether another commercial wind energy proposal comes in 5 years or 20 years, Henderson County should already have a predictable, transparent, and locally adopted standard in place. This ordinance I am submitting represents months of careful work to create a balanced, comprehensive framework that protects residents, private property rights, agriculture, wildlife, infrastructure, and taxpayers, while providing future applicants with clear expectations from the very beginning. It is intended to serve Henderson County not only today, but for many years to come. That was created by reviewing countless ordinances, I lost count, across the country, and talking to homeowners who are dealing with these projects and finding the flaws and the areas where they wish they had built in something very comprehensive and very specific in an ordinance, because they found where there were these flaws, the community was the one that was being injured by that. So the encouragement I received from so many people across the country was build it in and make it comprehensive. You can always make adjustments to that, but you want to start off with the most protected, most specific ordinance you can when you have a huge industrial project. So I really took that to heart. That's a really long ordinance. You probably couldn't read it in one setting.
I couldn't read the 58 pages.
That took weeks to write. But
What I was going to propose was 2 lines.
it was compiled from a lot of different ordinances and put together. So, and there, even now, when I went back and reviewed it again, I found things that I left out. So it was interesting to talk to the people that have lived with these projects and find the things that they thought, if we'd only written in about infrastructure, if we'd only made it last this long because the money ran out before the repairs did. Things like that. So from a very inexperienced but hungry to learn person over the last 12 months, I've talked to a lot of people. So there's a lot of good data in there. And I got the digital copy into the Planning Commission before I knew I had to get the paper copy up here. So I don't know that you've looked at it. But
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, that will be included in the Dropbox link as well.
Okay.
So I wanted that to be in there, and I really do appreciate everybody's time. I can't, I know how many sleepless nights I have, and I suspect some of you have too. So we respect what you do, and we know it's difficult, quite a balancing act. So with that, I just thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Blake.
I'm sorry. Ma'am, we have a question for you.
Now, this ordinance that you presented to us tonight, is that your ordinance or is that a group ordinance that you're proposing?
I wrote it. I wrote it.
You wrote it,
I
okay.
wrote it.
All right, I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've run this by a lot of different people, but I was the one doing the primary research.
Okay.
So, and if you want me to.
Ms. Thompson,
Yes.
first of all, thank you for all the research that you've done during my time on the commission. I mean, it's really been unbelievable. You know more about these ordinances than any layperson, for sure. And I just want to ask you, in your research and taking a look at other areas, have you run across municipalities or counties that have passed an outright ban on, say, windmills taller than 200 feet, or industrial solar farms? And how have those been able to withstand any challenges, legal challenges, for taking property unnecessarily?
Not an outright ban.
You haven't come across?
Well, I have, but I haven't spent as much time going in that direction, because to me, what I continue to hear from the legal community that I communicated with, and lots of different leaders in some of these communities, was write these things to protect your community. And if an industry that has the potential to be destructive in some way, or has a big question mark about how it could be destructive, or may not be, but big question marks, write it to be very protective. And you'll always be able to defend that.
So I mean, so I get, my question is, why not just propose an ordinance? Why shouldn't we just propose an ordinance to the county and the city that says that windmills, industrial windmills over 200 feet are not allowed in Henderson?
Well, I think that's what that ordinance that
I mean,
Mr. Bishop read.
Literally, I mean, I'm asking, based on your research from these other communities, have there been other communities
Say
that
that.
have something that simple?
No,
Okay.
it's never that simple.
Okay.
It doesn't
Now,
seem to be. It
we've been
would
hearing-
seem like it should be.
I mean, in our community, we have this issue, then we have like the city that just passed their clutter thing, and people are saying, well, you can't tell me what to do with my property unless you're building something industrial, you know, so it's just sort of, okay, I wonder.
Well,
That's what
I haven't run into that. And I know there are communities that are banning it. And I know, and I have a long list and didn't think I would be allowed time to even present it tonight, of counties that have won these legal battles.
Well, that's what I'm asking. For the counties and local ordinances that have, across the country, that have said, these things are not legal, period. Has that withstood legal challenge?
Lots of them. It's happening constantly.
Okay, thank you.
Counties are winning, if that's what you're asking.
I think we need to make, there's a clear indication here. Are we talking about overall regulations that are protective and regulate, or outright bans are winning in court?
That's what I'm asking.
Regulations.
But
Ordinances.
To
But
your knowledge-
every situation, and you guys know that's true, every single situation is very, very different.
exactly, I have not seen any outright ban that has stood up in court.
Okay,
Well,
that
there's a
was
lot
my
of
question.
ways.
I mean, as a lawyer, believe it or not, I think things ought to be simple rather than complicated, but I understand why it's not as well. So thank you for your hard work.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I do have a long list of counties that are either in legal battles or have won them about this topic, when a developer sued because they felt like they had a vested interest and should be allowed to go forward, even though they didn't have permits and they didn't have the process done, so.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the commission on this? As I will remind everybody, we have a scheduled public hearing on this topic on September 16th. Everybody understands how to get access to these documents?
And I'm lazy, I know, but I really don't want to have to sit down with the 200-page ordinance and 58-page ordinance and figure out where they, where they agree and where they don't agree. Is that something the staff could do?
Yes.
Okay. It would make our job a lot easier, I think.
I think that's maybe.
I did include a really good summary, so you could find what you needed in that huge document. So there's a good summary in there, you wouldn't have to read it all.
Okay. And I think there will be opportunities to ask that question specifically. What are the differences? And there may be other ones out there that have more differences. Okay. We are moving on to other business, if that's satisfactory. Anybody have any other business they'd like to bring forward tonight?
Can I make a comment on what we're currently on?
Sure.
Still Steve Rain, still 13430 Middle Delaware, I'll tell the truth. I just want to talk to you from my heart. It's been a long year. I've been coming before y'all every month for a year. The patience y'all have shown, the composure, the endurance and the perseverance to go through this process. This is a big deal. And I appreciate y'all and how you've conducted yourselves and how seriously you've taken this. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I mean that sincerely. I'm a praying man, and I believe in prayer. And for the last year since I found out about this, I prayed for two things with gratitude. One of those things is that every government person, every government official that was going to have any kind of voice into this project would have soft hearts. I prayed the same thing for the business owners, that they'd have soft hearts. And that's all I prayed for, and I prayed it with gratitude. And it wasn't too long ago that we watched Cordelio Powers rescind lease agreements with property owners, and they seem to have ridden out of town for the moment. I can't tell you how humbling it is to stand before you and say that one of the things that I pray to my God about, He seems to have done. But I also see that in all of you. It's been your soft hearts through this process. When I got in, this was contentious. Your first meeting. It's been a wild ride. But this is what I did. I want to share something with you, and this is really what I came up here to say. My oldest son, Levi's 17 and a half years old, and he found a liking to comic books back when he was about 6 or 7. And he really got into the Avengers, and I've gotten into them too. They're good movies. I don't know if y'all have watched them, but they're good cinema. It's really good stuff. And while I was sitting back there tonight with Melody, and we were listening to we heard the ordinance again, at least the summary, and her ordinance as well. I want to share an analogy from Infinity War and Endgame that I think is fitting here, and I think is the best way for me to share my heart with you. And if I could ask something of you, this is what it would be. At the end of Infinity War, Thor has an opportunity to decapitate Thanos, but he doesn't go for the head. He's content with going for a shoulder shot with his axe. And that's the end of Infinity War. After Thanos finger snaps everybody, then they all turn to dust and fly away. Then Endgame comes, and there's another chance. And when Thor gets his chance, he goes for the head. Friends, I'm going to ask you tonight. You've got an opportunity to go for the head, you go for the head. Whether it's staff's ordinance, or if it's Melody's ordinance, or if it's writing 2 sentences on a piece of paper, we will not tolerate wind turbines in Henderson County. Whatever that looks like, go for the head. These people back here, the thousands on social media that have grown groups bigger than I ever thought was going to happen, I'm telling you, regardless of what it looks like specifically, there's a community of people out there in the county that just wants you to go for the head. If you'd consider it, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we are still in other business. Anybody have any other business they'd like to bring forward tonight? It's been a very interesting session. If there is nothing else to bring forward, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All